This story, based on real events, carries a valuable lesson. Follow it until the end. At that time, a nurse named Nathalie worked night shifts. That evening, her shift ended at 5 in the morning. The sun had yet to rise as she got into her car, ready to drive home. But as soon as she pulled onto the road, she noticed something unsettling. A car seemed to be following her. Whether she turned left or right, the vehicle remained behind her, relentless. Her heart pounded. There was no longer any doubt. Someone was chasing her. Panic set in as she realized the danger. Her only goal, get home as fast as possible, lock herself inside, and call the police. Every second felt like an eternity. At last, she reached her apartment parking lot. Moving like lightning, she threw open her car door and rushed toward the stairs, her breath ragged, fear clinging to her heels. Just as she fumbled with her keys at the door, a man's voice shouted into the night, "Call the police! Call the police!" But Nathalie didn't turn around. Her only instinct was to rush inside and dial emergency services. Her heart racing, she finally dared to glance out the window. 2 men were fighting in the parking lot. One of them, she recognized immediately. It was the man who had followed her from the hospital. The other was dressed in dark clothing and wore a mask. Then, in a flash of violence, a blade gleamed in the darkness. The masked man struck. The scene was horrifying. For Nathalie, time seemed to stretch endlessly until, at last, the wail of police sirens shattered the night. Law enforcement arrived swiftly. On the ground lay the lifeless body of the stabbed man. His car, however, was gone. But one disturbing detail caught the investigators' attention. Nathalie's car door was slightly open. Yet she was certain she had locked it before running away, despite her panic. The conclusions of the investigation were chilling. The murdered man had actually been trying to save Nathalie. He had followed her not to harm her, but to protect her. Because lurking in the shadows was a far greater danger. An unknown intruder had slipped into her car without her realizing it. Had her mysterious protector not intervened, it would have been Nathalie who fell victim that night. But instead, he was the one who paid the price in blood.